Okay. And welcome back. How are we getting on, boys?
Hey,
Doing pretty good.
doing great.
Hey, we're just here for an old chat with our good friend. How are you getting on, Paul?
Good friend
I'm
of
doing
Paul
great,
Roseberry.
man. I'm doing great. You guys are good?
Oh yeah, we're pretty good.
You may know him from MTV's Your Mama and Behind the Comic.
That's exactly who it is.
Yeah. Sound man.
Also, the real estate agent I saw on your Instagram yesterday, you were selling a house for $9 million.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christ.
A few pounds in that.
That place is badass. Like, it's one of these things where the house is nice. The house is good. A neighbor actually referred to it as a teardown.
Teardown.
And yeah, can you imagine? That's how people roll in Beverly Hills. People will spend $9 million on a house and demolish it.
That's fucking crazy.
Isn't that nuts? I actually thought it would be a cool TV show, like a reality show, to do like most expensive teardowns. You know, like I think it would be kind of wild to see what most of us would be like, oh, I'd live in that right now. I'd be happy as ever. And most people are like, maybe if we wreck it,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm not something at the moment. That's very cool.
I'm thinking the only person who would want to do that now is Mr. Trump. Would love. Oh, you see this house right here? It's like the White House, absolutely demolishes it. He would love to do that, wouldn't he?
Put up an
I
even
say we
bigger
painted
one.
orange.
What's the jersey
Dude.
like out there?
Instead of we
People-
painted orange.
I lost it for
Sorry,
1
is there-
second.
Yeah, Jared, you're legging out really bad, man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said painted orange.
It painted orange, yeah. Painted
Well,
orange.
but not like orange paint, just like fake tan. That's all, you know. And it's easier
Yeah.
to spray. I think you could actually probably get it right in the paint guns and spray it. You know, so
Which I never got because, you know, Trump is totally against wearing masks. But at the same time,
damn.
if he didn't wear masks, if he wore the
Damn.
masks, he wouldn't have to buy the fake tan right
Is
there.
that fresh? Did that just happen right now? Was that born of your mouth in this moment? That was comedy gold. You need to tweet the shit out of it. That's
You know what I
great.
mean?
That's a
Like-
really funny point.
Fake tan, he wouldn't have to buy it. He'd save on millions, probably.
He's been wearing a mask for 4 years. Wow. I mean,
What a
you
guy.
could really, you got to hash that out. That's good.
I actually
Put that in a t-shirt.
that you're a fan of WWE.
Wrestling?
Remember Kane? He would have been the Undertaker's brother.
Oh my
always-
God.
Always wearing a mask, right? Always wearing a mask.
Okay.
He's now the president of some city, and he is totally against them, which I just thought was really funny.
I love it. Dude, you know,
Right.
right before COVID happened, I did a stand-up set, and I was saying how I'm genuinely bored. Like, I just find life too boring. It's mundane. You go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, go to bed, all that. I said, you know, even things that sound twisted, like a earthquake or something. You know, I don't want anyone to get hurt. But like, give me like an 8-6, you know, like let's fucking light this place up. You know, let's get something going. This is boring. Sure enough, global pandemic ensued within weeks. I was like, all right, wow. Speaking, it shall be done. But yeah, like when you hear about guys who wore masks in the WWE, now they don't. I love it. I think it's great.
Mad.
I love that shit. Hey, there he is.
Happy
Little
birthday.
love on the pod. Yeah,
No, we're recording.
You know, Paul, if you want to get some bourbon, put it on your chest. You know, like wrap yourself in bourbon bottles. That'd be cool.
dude, yeah, right. Oh my
Sorry.
God.
What were you saying, Paul? Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's all good. I know that I saw a bottle of champagne pop up on your screen a little while ago. Things are about you get girls running around the room laughing, champagne and pineapple.
It is sound time ahead.
There he is. That guy's ready to rock and roll.
That
I
guy
tell you,
Oh.
start a podcast. You live like this forever.
living the podcast lifestyle.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Partying and podcast.
Good God. Oh, no, no.
Take it for the stat on you.
79 days straight, so I can just have a bunch of girls partying in my place. That's
Yeah.
You know what?
Be normal.
Podcast.
You know, I think if you had a podcast, it would be hilarious.
Pretty fucking funny.
You know, I thank you. I played with the idea. I had a buddy. He and I had recorded a couple things, but I don't know. I think we both have other stuff going on. But
You're
yeah,
a funny guy. Behind the Comic is like one of my favorite things to watch, and I've watched those videos multiple times.
dude, you guys. You know what? I'm telling you. I wish I had like shows going on, and I could just have some marked off seats, front row. You guys are great. You guys. That's good
Thank
shit, man. I like that you like that stuff. Yeah, you know, because it's too easy to get wrapped up. You get work and shit to do, and then you're like, oh man, what's it been, a week? You know, it's been a month since you put something up.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm putting up. I got some good shit coming up. I hope you'll.
We always say, man, you're funnier than a lot of comedians that have made it big, and you know what I mean? Like, you are. It's true. There's unfunny comedians who have their own Netflix special. Fuck that.
Yeah, you know, we've had our fair few comedians on, but good God, you're the best. You're fucking hilarious.
I'm saying, you know what? I was coming into this week with a rampage anyway. My girl and I had some late night talk about like just needing to come in here and hit it fucking hard. And this is how I start the next morning. You guys ramping me up, talking about better than Netflix. Get the fuck out of the way. There's going to be fires in the street. I shouldn't say that in LA.
Well, already.
I know. As soon as that came out, I'm like, oh man, yeah, we had that a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. America's had a busy year. You know, I think the only country you've had a
Yeah, you guys are having a sound time.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. It's wild. But I also though, like, I don't know if we had talked about it before, but I get this phrase I'm calling COVID guilt because LA is so much more manageable on lockdown. Like before the traffic and everything, it's such a congested city. Now that everyone's indoors, it's like, oh shit, you can live here.
Yeah, there's a cherubim move there.
What's that?
What you say, Jared? Yeah.
There's a cherubim move. Some weird stuff going on.
All right. I'm just thinking now because of COVID, hasn't like global warming and all that's been slowed down, reduced. Like there was dolphins in Italy, in Venice, swimming around there, and there was deers found in Ireland for like the first time in hundreds of years, and there was foxes in our busiest street in Dublin. Man, it's mad.
Dude, you know what's really scary? Like, because sometimes you got to really look ahead. You know, like sometimes when people talk about is machine going to replace man? Should man be afraid of machine and all this? And if you really follow that all the way down, you realize if machine's goal is to create efficiency, eventually man will be the least efficient part of that link. And because we're kind of just in the way. If you think about it, you know, the deer, the dolphin and all that, we're kind of just a problem to them, you know?
No,
we're the biggest jerks.
Yeah, we're jerks.
We are, yeah. Well, chimps are worse. Chimps will just fucking rip it up and not care about it.
Yeah, we're pretty reckless. We're a little crazy, but
a bit of an audience,
you know,
Yeah,
you got a whole circus going on. So is this like the game? There's a birthday party coming up tonight for your lady, and there's going to be. Is it just more people are going to keep coming through that door like a clown car?
Well, you know, to be honest, I could pop up at any moment. Like you just see me in the background.
That would mess me up. That would mess me up because I really feel like you guys are in separate places. But if your head just suddenly
sneeze off in the front.
You guys just shoot in different rooms in the same apartment to seem like it's a broader syndicate.
Yeah.
You're actually across from each other or something. Oh man.
Anyway, I was telling you earlier on about politics in Ireland. I meant to say to you, but I wanted to wait for it. What they've started doing now in airports, is there like do you know the way in America they gave you that like $1,000 for COVID? Did they give you any more money for like, because in Ireland there's like a weekly payment of €350 to all the people who've lost their jobs to COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is now,
they're doing that here.
if you go on holiday, that thing is taken off you straight away.
Well, what do you expect?
If you're caught leaving the country, that's
Oh
gone,
yeah.
taken off.
Yeah.
So it's just they're not checking if you have coronavirus anymore. They're checking if you have a job.
Damn, kid.
Which is pretty dodgy in itself.
It's a weird world.
It is a weird
It is
world.
We're living in a weird world. Some crazy shit going on. Just talk about this room alone. Some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. It's, huh?
No,
I wonder if everyone's going to be like working from home, moving forward. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be kind of permanent, some of these changes. I think so. Probably.
Well, office jobs and stuff like that.
Some of them are okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like people that, work in finance that they have a desk at their job that they sit all day. They don't need to go into work. They can probably stay at home all day and probably get even more work done,
Yeah. If you have a dog, you don't have to worry about bringing your dog to work. You play with your dog at home.
Yeah.
It's great as well because there's so many people just sitting at home doing fuck all and then, watch a podcast.
Man, yeah. Dude, I talked to a guy the other day, yesterday actually. I talked to a guy who owns a fitness app. He said he's trying to become like the Netflix of home fitness workout videos. He said his app had 800% growth during COVID.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Yeah. Even my girlfriend, she was going to classes. She'd go down to Marina Del Rey. She'd be in Venice. She'd go to West Hollywood. And now she's just working out from home. Saved a ton of money and doesn't miss class. I think things are changing. It's going to be very different.
Yeah.
I still maintain. Oh, what's up? Oh, I think I still maintain it's very possible that it's like the Matrix. We're all in a VR right now and don't even know it. And it's just, I think we're getting closer and closer to hints and tips to let us know, dude, you should probably figure out by now you're in VR. Like how many things have to change in the world for you to begin to realize you get fewer points. Like if you figured out you were living in VR in like the 1800s, you had to be really smart. If you figured out you live in VR in 2020, they're like, you get like 20 points for
that. A B-.
Yeah. It's like the lowest Jeopardy. It's not do I live in VR for 1,000? It's do I live in VR for 200? Alex is like, that category was pretty much taken, but we'll give you something.
I mean, doesn't Elon Musk think that we're all like simulated and it's like very, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of want to go down this rabbit hole. He said it's a 1 in a billion chance that we're in the base simulation. Paul, what do you think about it?
He said there's a 1 in
a billion chance that this is the actual one.
So,
like the original.
That this is the original. Well, I mean, that is the rabbit hole. That's like holding a camera into a mirror and trying to see the last mirror. Like, I thought he had an interesting point when he said, if VR is getting better and better and better. And as it gets better and better, we can picture every year, wow, where's it going to be next year or in 5 years? And if we can imagine that VR can get to a point ever that it'll feel like reality, then there's no way to know that we're not already there. If at some point it's possible, then backwards looking.
It was hilarious.
I know, you was like me.
No, one of the girls didn't realize she was in frame for like the entire thing.
She like
yeah. No, sorry, Paul. You were saying?
Yeah. Well, I was saying he makes a good point. Basically, he said if VR is ever going to reach a point where it's indiscernible from reality, then there's every reason to believe we're already in it. because and at this point we can see where it's going. It would get pretty close, dude. I played VR at the Microsoft store at the mall, and like almost fell over. Like I was throwing snowballs and shit with headgear on, and you know, and that's basic. That's like a $400 system. It's not even.
That's so primitive. Like it's
yeah. Yeah. So in 10 years, you tell me there's a chair when there's like haptic feedback and stuff like that. It's gonna get pretty real. So if it could ever be real.
Sorry, have you seen that they've made like omnidirectional treadmills and motion tracking, and then they have like these suits, and like you can feel if you get hit. So they have like these different plates, and they're all moving and different little pistons in them. So like if you got hit in the arm by one of the characters, it puts pressure on your arm, stuff like that.
And what if hypothetically I shot Paul in one of them? Like would he feel? Would he feel
that's what they talked about before. Like how crazy will they make it go? Like, well, you want to feel pain in VR, but how far are they willing to let you feel it? Like,
yeah. Well, you know, they had the shot heard round the world is the old Yankee expression for what got things started in New England. But the shot felt around the world is what it would be. If we could be playing a game, you're in Ireland, I'm in LA, you shoot me in the video game, and you know, like a punch in the chest, that would be, we're almost there. And then, but you say, how much do I want to feel it? Like, I mean, what about like psychological, I think is a question of depth. Because I put on a headset where I actually, and this is a cheap, shitty headset at like a Samsung store. And it did this thing where I was on the roof of a building on the edge, and I looked down, you know, and I was stories up in the air, and I felt my palms get sweaty. As if, you know, like I really were dangerously high on the edge of a building. So like that's an aspect of pain. How far, you know, like
there was one I played for. Yeah, this one I played recently called Boneworks, and it let you climb infinitely high until you get down. Like it would just generate like a new climbing area. Yeah, and when you jump off, man, I thought I was gonna die. It was really realistic. I thought I was gonna die. You're in it for so long, you kind of forget I'm in a fucking headset. I look like a fool in my living room, kind of thing.
What system do you have?
I don't. My friend Kieran has been on before. He has it, and we all use it. It's great.
Do you know what system that is?
One of the Oculus ones.
Okay. I met a guy who worked for Oculus, and he said, God, I don't know if it was coming out soon or if it might even be out now. He said there was something coming out that was going to be about $400, and he said it's pretty real deal. And you don't need a computer. That's what held me up before, was that you had to just not buy the system, but you had to buy like some Alienware hardcore, you know, blue light fucking computer with 6 fans and shit. And I was like, I don't know. Buy all that. But yeah, well, it changes the investment. You know, like the product is $400 or $600. I think it was $800 for the VR, but then the computer, you need like a $2,000 computer. It kind of changes everything. But he said this one that's coming out, $400, no computer, self-contained.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of prefer the computer thing because you can process a lot of crazy games.
Yeah. Is that a cat?
It's a cat on my shoulder, yeah. I told you, you see everything there. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Before the cat was on my shoulder. I think I prefer it with the computer because, well, I have a PC, and having a headset and be able to like run like Fallout or something would be really, really cool.
Fallout?
You ever play that game?
Dude, I don't know if you don't really play Fallout, right? I mean, like I had Fallout 4. I hadn't played video games in years. My girlfriend got me an Xbox for Christmas a few years ago. I got Fallout 4.
Shame.
So good.
3 months, I would say 3. It was a winter. I was living in New York City, and I was not a person. I don't know. I didn't interact. It was all I did. It was. I remember walking down the street.
Crazy.
Dude, I stopped playing the game one day, and I was walking down the street to go do something, and I was watching my feet on the pavement. I'm just looking down at my steps and like hearing my feet hit the ground, just like they do in the game. And I was like, man, I don't have any good fucking missions in my life. You know what I mean? Like my missions are so much better in this goddamn game. Why am I? It was like an existential moment of like, dude, I gotta get into some better shit. I don't know.
We gotta get you in one of those things. Play Fallout. You'd never leave. It's actually so depressing sometimes coming out of VR.
Man,
like I was fighting a dragon a second ago. Now I'm in my living room, and my family's judging me.
I was trying to think about like maybe like doing something on the topic of side missions, you know, like in life, like just skipping. Because I did find in Fallout, I wasn't aware I was doing. What's that?
I said that would be a great comedy piece.
Yeah, right. Because I didn't realize I hadn't gamed in forever, and so I was loving everything in that game. That I didn't realize a bunch of the missions I was doing were kind of, they kind of get old after a while. I'm like, oh, and then I realized those were side missions. I didn't have to do those. They were totally unnecessary. And I was like, story of my life. Like how many, like a job is a side mission, unless you're James Bond, your job is definitely a side mission. Like get that shit out of here. Get it out.
Your job is a side mission until you get your pension. And that's like your ultimate goal, isn't it?
Well, when you get your pension, you're like 50 or 60, or 50 if you did very well, 60 normally, 70 if you didn't do very well, and sure what you do then. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, yeah, you got to make bigger dollars sooner. You got to be tearing down $9 million houses. That's what you got to be doing. I don't think pensions. Exactly
which is a topic within itself.
Dude, I think I got a little funky on that story post yesterday. I'm actually considering making a character for these multi-million-dollar homes in Beverly Hills, where I sell them like a hardcore car salesman. Just like a New England, not quite an asshole, but like a stacking them deep, selling them cheap. Because most people talk about these homes and they're very elegant and very proper, and it's a little bland. I think I might try a couple clips where I'm like, get the hell down to this house, buy this shit today. What is wrong with you? Like just get into.
That's not even a bad idea. Even if you're not buying that house, you'd watch that and you'd laugh your ass off.
Yeah, just a different like a mafia guy. Like just make it move. Like, look at this goddamn view. Just make it move.
Look at the sink. It's got running water more than your last house. Come on in.
Yeah. What does your living room look like now? Not this. Get the hell out of your house. Be somebody. Come buy this today. If you don't, you're a bum.
There's like someone Jeff Bezos where all his house is seen as like you're a bum, like oh, all right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Yeah. Poor Bezos, he's actually single now, isn't he? He got divorced.
He got divorced ages ago, didn't he?
Actually, no, I don't feel sorry for that guy. He's got enough money to buy.
You know what, Jared? He lost half of everything. He lost half of everything, and still has managed to become still the richest man alive.
And he's on track to be the first ever trillionaire.
But so is that he's worth like 112 or something like that billion? But is that assuming the wife's take? Because I think her half would put him lower, because I think he lost. Didn't he lose like $56 billion or something to his wife?
He lost something insane. It was such a big loss that she instantly became the richest woman in the world.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Nope, he's still worth 171.6 billion.
171?
He made 13 billion last Tuesday. In one day, he made 13 billion.
What are you looking at when you say that? I'm looking at us like that.
I just seen Joyce looking at you.
Seriously hearing shit like that. You know what I mean? You can't. How do you?
Look at us and I was like,
how do you go to the store and like buy something because it's on sale? No, and Jeff Bezos made $13 billion last Tuesday. Like, how do you can't?
Yeah, you pay €5 for a sandwich, and you're like, wow, this is my life. Imagine his.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's $2 to add bacon. I think that's too much for a strip of bacon. Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
God damn. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he's got something figured out. It's. Huh?
Yeah, I've never heard.
Oh, I was gonna ask something after. Go on, sorry.
Oh no, it's just you got to wonder like what's going to top him. Like Gates had it for a long time because Windows was revolutionary. You're like, oh my God, my computer, I can use it now. It's not just some flashing green C prompt. It's actually fun. All right. So
what's
there's
great
his
about
money.
him was he was #1 until he donated so much fucking money to charities, and then he just fell off the list over time.
But isn't he still?
Amazing.
He's number 2, isn't he 2?
Number 2? I wouldn't be too sure. Thomas,
Yeah,
can you
I
check
don't
it real
know.
quick?
Yeah.
Because I
Bill
had
Gates
looked.
is the first time in 2 years. He's worth 110 billion. So I don't know. He gets by anyway.
Yeah, he gets by. Ends meet.
Ends meet.
I guess he can pay
Paycheck
his
to paycheck.
taxes. Does he pay his taxes? Is that the whole thing, or?
Well, that's the thing with Bezos, dude. I heard when you hear these guys don't pay taxes.
75% of everything he owns.
Jared, you're shouting.
I used to go. My girlfriend and I, we had friends in Newport, Rhode Island, and we'd go hang out there. And they have this thing called Mansion Row, and it's awesome, man. It's these Gilded Age mansions. They're gorgeous, massive. The Breakers, the Vanderbilts have the Breakers out there. 40,000 square foot home, right on a rocky bend, on the ocean, and it was only their summer house. That was it. Like, this wasn't even like their main digs. This was where they throw parties in the summer and get the fuck out. So you see these homes, but then you find out this is before there was federal taxes. Nobody was paying any taxes. And you're like, oh, shit. Not that everybody would have a breaker's home if they didn't pay taxes, but it gets you a little closer to something, But now you find out Bezos, it's like it's still the Gilded Age for this bastard. What the fuck?
Like, Bezos is worth more than fucking countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he made more than Ireland did, by a mile.
It's unreal.
I'm pretty. Let's see how much is Ireland worth. I mean, might as well while we're here, okay? Ireland is worth 28.14 billion. So Bezos could buy Ireland a couple of times if he wanted to.
What?
I mean,
could you do that? Is it on the market?
I mean,
who's selling this?
I'm thinking about buying Amazon. I want a country for Amazon. How much is Ireland worth these days?
What if you were? I wonder if you were to leverage out and buy Ireland, and then just take some real executive control to blow it out and then flip it.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe you just said
like,
that.
what if? How terrifying is that? If Bezos could buy it, and then he puts like the Kardashians in charge of it, and Kanye, and then it becomes this pop thing, and you blow out TikTok, and next thing you know, Ireland's worth $46 billion, and then sells it.
Sell it to China.
Sell it to China. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You're killing me, man.
Could you imagine? The world would be over.
That makes me feel so small. Like, Jeff Bezos could buy Ireland a couple of times, flip it, fucking fix it up, flip it, and sell it to China.
Fix it up and flip it. Just pump it up like a reality TV show, and put that shit back out there to some unknown Chinese businessman who's worth some private fortune, and he who knows. Wow.
That's so.
Donate Ireland to charities.
Donate. Gives it back to the people just to flex. Hey, remember when I used to own Ireland? Yeah, I eat for
So,
free everywhere I go. You know,
I forgot to bring a gift basket. So here's Ireland. I don't fucking want it. You know?
God. Well, you know what? That's full circle because that's what they did with these houses on Mansion Row. Because these houses were so big, and the economy had changed, and taxes became a real thing, and they were mostly summer homes. So that as generations inherited these homes, kids, I don't know who these kids are back in the day, but they wouldn't even go to the houses. So you'd inherit like a $40 million house. I mean, with inflation, they actually probably were only worth like 6 or 7 million, but they were like 30,000 square foot homes, and they would just donate.
You're still saying that like a tiny number.
Yeah, yeah. But they would donate the homes because they said it's just the upkeep, the taxes, and we never go there. Just donate it to the, historical society. And they really did. So the people were donating. So that is exactly what would happen. If Bezos bought Ireland, pumped it up, and flipped it, then
I can't.
at what point is this going to happen?
Did we just do a better job than our current government's doing because they're shit.
Like you guys bought Alaska. You tried to buy Greenland. Where does it end? How long do you guys buy us?
Well, here's the thing, and if we're really being even halfway drunken topical on this, it is a common thing where my girlfriend's taking a pic. Hey, hon, I'm in Ireland. It is a common thing to see that a lot of things that are run by a government, when they become privatized, become much more efficient. Like our best hospitals in the U.S. are not state-run. So it's actually, private schools tend to offer more than public schools. So at what point is someone going to try it with a country?
To be fair, like
I feel like
my desk was right in front of the cupboard.
The Bezos Republic of Ireland.
I hope that never happens.
Killing it. And then your education stats are through the roof. What if?
I don't know why I'm imagining it. I'm imagining this dystopian future where Ireland is this massive warehouse of Amazon. You got the people up in the north, they do all the production, they send it down to the middle of Ireland who do all the packaging, then send it down to the east, to Donegal, and then it goes all the way up to America to sell off.
All via chutes and conveyor belts. It's not even people. It's just machines with Irish logos, It's just
get paid in fucking Amazon
regards, to people buying countries. People have tried that for a long time and it hasn't worked yet.
Have they?
No.
There's a billionaire in Russia. He wants to bring back the Russian Empire, but he wants to buy these tiny islands in Africa to do it. It's because they're the only people who'd sell him islands Or there's one guy, he bought a patch of sea off, every country has a right to a certain amount of the waters near them. One guy bought a portion of the sea around that, and he wants to build artificial islands and call it the Russian Empire.
Jesus.
I mean, that guy, he's got vision.
That's crazy.
He's got vision. I like it. I'm not sure I'm for it, but I like the idea.
No.
Micronations are a cool topic to go into. The Republic of Sealand's really said micronations are a very cool topic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna look into this.
Micronations, they're like tiny, it's like claiming a bit of land and saying this is a Roseberry land,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Liberland between Hungary and Czech Republic or something. There's.
I started selling these expensive houses. It started, I would just kind of observe. It's kind of like you would people watch if you were at a Starbucks, but instead I would sort of people watch the clients. And I just think about what they don't think about that I do. You know what I mean? As we're working people, we have so many commercials from TV and just different stuff on our mind about keeping up with life, just the grind takes up space on the hard drive that maybe they don't, these guys, when you're so far ahead on your bills and shit, you have a lot of free space. And I've wondered, what thoughts go through your head when you have that much free space? Apparently, this is it. Micronations, and that's what they're thinking about, huh?
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Mad.
I would love to know more about what people. Yeah.
Kind of like how the UFC bought an island just for fighting.
Oh, they bought Yaz Island, didn't they? I want to say Abu Dhabi, but I think that's wrong. Is it Abu Dhabi? Yeah. They bought Yaz Island.
Abu Dhabi?
In Abu Dhabi. They bought it just specifically for having UFC fights on it.
Yeah, if you're there, you're either a judge or martial artist, and that's it.
Either a judge or what?
Or martial artist.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised because Abu Dhabi, they get into some funky laws and stuff, aren't they? Like you can't like hold hands, there's no kissing, none of that. The world's a funny place. You can't be kissing your wife in the street, but if you want to, give a guy cauliflower ear, I mean, we'll have at it.
Power to you.
I'm pretty sure it's like you can't show your ankles, but you can publicly hang someone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not get into that part.
Well, no, you know what I mean. You get the general idea of how it works over there.
Yeah. No, just there's some definite unusual contrast.
Yeah.
We can broadly put it like. Damn.
Very different from our society norms. It's like a different world over there,
Well, it is a different part of the world, so yeah.
It's almost like a time machine.
You were trying your best.
Our current state. Like you could actually, there are different, I've thought about that. There's certain parts of the world you could go to that are essentially functioning at a previous time.
Did you ever hear about that island with all the natives on it?
The what?
All these.
So, what's it called again?
Oh my god. It's like an island. It's like an island, but they haven't discovered technology yet. And we just let them at it.
No. They have technology. They haven't made contact with other people. Or they did in the hundreds, but the guy was a preacher, and they killed him.
Oh, geez.
It's out Sentinel Island.
I'd say he'd fit.
Well, wait, is this in any relation to the island where I think would have been World War I maybe, the U.S. had set up a landing strip so that they could, I don't know, for whatever reason, they needed a place to duck down at some point. And they found this island where it was inhabited by natives who were otherwise untouched by modern civilization. Yeah. And when they left, this is no shit, the natives built airplanes out of sticks. Did you hear about this?
No.
They built, look it up. They built airplanes out of sticks and leaves and wood so that what we surmise is that they were attempting to summon the airplane gods to come back.
Oh
because
my God.
We had given them food and rations and shit. And so we were a UFO to them. We were an absolute extra fucking terrestrial. They had no idea what was going on with this winged bird.
Yeah.
just the airplane god.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And I think there was like a moral question, like, do we go back or not? Like, do we would it be disturbing their autonomy and, ecosystem? Or should we go and be like, hey.
You try to explain to them like what a laptop is. Their mind's going to blow.
Explode. Yeah, they wouldn't even.
You tell them what a tax is, they're going to explode.
Dude. Yeah, I like what
money is. Jesus, they wouldn't get that concept at all.
Wonder what they trade.
They probably trade beans.
What do they trade?
What did we start trading with? Was it beans, crops, livestock? That's what humans started trading with, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This is what is there a point in society just before trade where it's just communal, like there is no trading. There's no reason to trade. Like I mean, we're talking like a commune.
There probably is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There would.
There probably would be somewhere where I don't know, because the cave. I'm thinking about the cavemen. They like fought each other, didn't they? Or did they?
Oh yeah.
So like
yeah.
those guys would have just bet the shit out of each other if they wanted each other's food. So that's kind of like it's not trading, but it's trading lives.
When we talked about permaculture with some people on this podcast, a big part of that is just not using money and like trading with what you're going into. So I guess the situation where it would be relevant.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That's kind of cool to think about that people didn't need to pay for stuff though, isn't it?
Yeah, there had to be a point in time.
Yeah.
Like if you were just one tribe, then the guys who went and hunted would just divvy the meat. Like why would you have to trade anybody for anything? I think at some point where, you know, someone got mad that someone else was lazy and they're like, enough steak for that fucking bum. Why doesn't he come out of the tent? You know, like what? That guy just lays around. Huh?
Probably how it started.
Yeah. I wonder. It's at a point where you you know, maybe when you run into another tribe and they have something that you don't, and then they're like the interest is vested. I don't know. Goddamn, that's deep shit.
I think about that the whole time though. It's like could we live in a society without money? Could we live in a like where you go to the shop, you buy say 10, 20 items, everybody gets the same allowance of items. You got people that, you know, work. I don't know how it works because people wouldn't have the motivation to work then. You know, it's so weird to think about, isn't it?
That's the issue. Yeah.
We definitely couldn't.
People just go out, bring food back, and that's it. Like people make movies that want to be in movies and just say like, you have your entertainment.
But they end up being cults.
Sometimes. It's very weird to think about what would happen if money just dropped to zero everywhere. You know, it just meant nothing.
Yeah, because, you know, like some people, I mean, I think the whole, like one of the deepest threads of our existence that we can't get around is that we have a need-based existence. Like you need oxygen or you'll die in minutes. You need water or you'll die in days. You need food or you'll die in weeks. And from there, let the games begin. You know, and so like that's just that's how we're here. And that's why things get confusing because you can't just say, well, you know, I don't want to be in anyone's way. I don't want to do anything. I kind of just want to hang out. Well, you'll die.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, you're going to have stuff you need. So now you gotta interact. Unless you live in the woods, I guess.
It's weird, man. It's weird that it's very hard to grasp your head around that. Like, you know, people who need food to live don't have enough money to afford the basic necessities. It's like living without oxygen. You know, we don't charge people for oxygen. It's mad.
Yeah.
A lot of people just grow their own food. It's fairly handy.
Yeah. Being a farmer, you know, you're sorted.
I had a stand-up set about I won't do the whole thing, but just the gist of it was, and I know it's slanted, but for fun's sake, I put on one lens and I just look at charities and we say, so we have charities which you can flip through the channel and see a different charity on every channel. One is Feed the Children, one is Save the Trees, one is Save the Whales. Sarah McLachlan has Save the Dogs. And you're like, oh, for each one, you could be like, damn, we should do something. But one of them was Save Kids. You know, like feed kids. How are there any other fucking charities? Like, if you really think about it, you're like, wait, we have starving kids, and some people are like, yeah, but no, I saw this one-eyed dog thing. I think I'm gonna send 20. Like, no, like, what's wrong with you? How could you be so? And I love dogs, but the thing is, the thing is, if you really think about it. If you would feel like the best human if we put all our efforts into saving the kids first, because they're the closest to us. Like it's a fucking person. How do you not save the person first? Even if you were just practical, you'd realize if we save all the kids first, we're not just being good humans. We'd have more humans to save the fucking dogs.
He's got a point, Thomas. Better write this down.
I'm just gonna cancel my Save the Leopards thing right now.
I get it though. I've met dogs I like more than people. I do. I have certainly. Many. So therein lies the issue.
That's yeah, that is weird. Yeah, no, I get shit. Just what about the trees? They're yeah, but the fucking kids.
The kids, save you asshole. But you're gonna go save a whale? A whale is the size of a football field. He's good. He's all set. You know what I mean? Get the kid who hasn't eaten. He looks 5 fingers, 5 toes, dude. He's looking at you with the same two. Give him a fucking bottle of water and a sandwich. How are we saving anything else? What kind of asshole sends shit for feral cats? The fuck kind of piece of shit? What is wrong with you?
Oh, man, you make me fucking die. Will you fuck off?
How many cats do you have to save before cats start helping you save people? Give me that number. I want the fucking terminal return on cat saving. Get the fuck assholes.
The cat behind me is unbothered.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yo,
he's
cat. Fuck you. Yo, fuck you, cat. You think you know shit? You don't know shit.
God damn. You know how good you have it, cat.
Yeah, we're gonna finish this.
You don't know how good you have it. You have it better than humans. There are people who would love to be trapped in that apartment.
Jesus, man. Right, Paul, we're gonna have to end it because we got stuff to do. You know?
Yeah, you got a party coming up.
Exactly.
Got a party, man.
You guys are,
Gotta go crazy.
You guys, hey, thanks for having me, man.
We
of course,
man. You, man. I just got a text from Dara there. He said he loves you.
Yeah. What's that?
I just got a text from Dara. He said he loves you.
Oh, shit, man. Hey, you guys, let's, anytime. We'll do this. You let me know. I got some new shit coming out. I'll be posting it coming up. I got some stuff like a good NBA joke I'm going to put up on Thursday as the season comes back on. We got some new stories coming out. Not all new posts, but stories that have happened, previously. And hopefully you guys like it, and I'll keep up with you guys. And anytime, I'm down. Anytime.
Hopefully after you have a few things come out, we'll have another chat and talk some shit. And Dara will be here.
Yeah. Awesome. That would be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, guys.
Right. You take a handy. You people listening, remember to like, subscribe, tell your grandmother, and take her handy.
And check out Paul. Take it handy.